The Hidden World. Part 2. January 2020. Adam moved to Florida, USA, to a location where he had previously conducted scientific experiments. However, he was unable to locate any of his crew members or his belongings there. He was shocked to learn that each member of his team had been eliminated one by one. He was also the only one to survive the carnage. There were many years the Secret Mission Administration of the United States has never been observed sleeping. They have made several attempts to neutralize the danger. Sadly, Adam was not a match for them, and eventually they were unable to locate him. He vanished into thin air and was never found. Adam is untouchable because he is a professional with well-defined goals. The Secret Mission Administration of the United States organization is extremely frustrated by the 12 years of silence. As a result, they declared him to be the century's most sought criminal and a serious menace to everyone on Earth. Many nations added him to the red list as a result of the alert horn. They even set up a big prize for anyone discovers him alive or dead. And Adam officially became the target of millions of eyeballs on January 1st, 2020. January 7, 2020. Adam traveled to Hong Kong, China, to see an old acquaintance of his father's. One of China's greatest scientists ever was Dr. Bo Jing'an. He collaborated with Russell the Hidden as the foremost medical expert in the fight against cancer and other research. Bo Jing'an was astonished by this encounter and asked Adam why he was visiting him and who he truly was, as he was shocked when he saw Adam on his doorstep that day. Adam responds promptly, stating that his father was a friend of Bo Jing'an's. Then he broke into his home. Bo Jing'an was unable to comprehend what was taking place at the time. He continuously questioned him, "Who is your father and what the heck is that doing with me?" Since he was anxious, Bo Jing'an was in mortal fear. "You are the most sought-after person in the world, so how dare you enter my home?" he exclaimed. Bo Jing'an ended his words of horror before Adam spoke. "I'm not an enemy, doctor. Let me once demonstrate it to you." Upon hearing these ridiculous words, Bo Jing'an becomes immobile and is unable to speak. Adam then continued to speak. "I'm the fifth son of Russell the Hidden. So listen, doctor, you were closer to him than I was, because he was your business associate and partner. My father passed away when I was 17 years old. But I continued his research for another 5 years until the Secret Mission Administration of the United States brutally killed my crew. We are not secure in this place anymore, doctor. We are compelled to vanish from this visible world, if only until we feel safe once more. Not just you and I are in risk, your family is as well. They would hurry to your home and finish their task as soon as they meet you after they learn that you used to work with my father. Please give me only one chance to earn your trust. Let's start traveling by tomorrow AM. You have my word, sir, that over time I will win your trust." Their interactions were stalking from the start thanks to Zhu Feng, the doctor's wife. They noticed her right away when she sneezed suddenly. They realized she had heard the impending nightmares. "When did you arrive here, honey?" The doctor scurries to his wife. He questioned, "We didn't see your presence." "I was present the entire time." "What's going on, babe?" She answered, "Honey, there is a serious threat to our family, but the government poses a greater hazard than this man. So, by the morning, we should be ready to leave. Now go and gather your belongings and get ready. We are not safe here." Before she could warn them, a distant siren of police cars roared, rushes towards them. They were left incoherent, and Zhu Feng informed them that she had phoned the police when she witnessed Adam break into their house moments earlier. "Unbelievable," Adam exclaimed in a furious tone. They sprint outside to the garage as the doctor grabs his car keys. He fired up the car and took off. When the police arrived at the home of Dr. Bo Jing'an, they barged in and discovered nobody inside. They have gone before he arrived at the location. The chief called his boss to let her know Adam had left the residence. She yelled at him in a furious tone and told him to get back to the police station. Adam talks as the doctor is driving his vehicle. "Listen, doctor, since you were the first person my father hired, I assumed you are familiar with every member of your crew. I was told by my father. He wants me to locate you first so you can direct me to the others. He encoded your names with the code that leads to a secret place." Doctor perplexed by Adam's assertion. Then he questioned, "Wasn't that place in Florida before? We began the experiment on Florida's coast, in Miami. Your father swiftly retired us after we created a craft, actually a spaceship." Dr. Bo Jing'an has Adam and Zhu Feng staring at him in shock for a moment. Then Zhu Feng murmured, "A spacecraft, like a spaceship." The doctor repeats with a firm yes, and he continued to whisper, talking. Adam was unable to speak. He only continued to observe their never-ending journey, and absorbed in thinking. Doctor asks another query. So Russell never told you about this trial, did he? The doctor continued, tapping Adam. Adam gives a dismissive head nod. What do you know about your father then? The doctor once more questioned. Given that you were closer to him than anyone else, you ought to have known something. Adam replies, yes, I am familiar with many of my father's things, but not this one. And you, what do you know about that physician? What goals did you have at that time? Adam asked. Well, your father was confronted by an enigmatic figure that is difficult to precisely define. Russell was given a rough draft of a spaceship construction plan by that person, and he instructed your father to get in touch with him as soon as it was finished so he could give him something that aids in starting the spaceship's engine. And your father complies with his instructions. However, he eventually retired us all and sent us back home. And now because your father abandoned the crew members years ago, you are ordering me to gather them. Why? After all his exploits, I don't think they would care and come back with ease. In the very last second, he turned against us for his own success. It is hard to resist. Hearing this, Adam asked, what recommendations do you have, Doctor? Doctor replays. All I'm saying is, there should at least be a compelling explanation for all of this offer. I understand, Adam responded, but we must first locate them. Yeah, we will, Doctor responded. Bojing spent the entire night driving to a friend's modest, private airport. On the other hand, the Chinese Special Forces Command calls the Secret Mission Administration of the United States to let them know that Adam has arrived in Hong Kong and has abducted one of the country's top scientists, Dr. Bojing, and that information is copied by the organization and immediately begins a global call. They connect with 7 nations across the continents: Australia, South Korea, China, England, Israel, and Russia. The organization instructed those 7 nations to dispatch their dependable and knowledgeable operatives to the given nations as soon as they notifies them. The doctor awakens Adam and his wife. They arrived at the airport. He told them his acquaintance might be able to assist them with an air transport. They proceed to walk to his house when, unexpectedly, a group of mercenaries surrounds them from all sides. 3 of them were rope-tied and brought to the boss, an ex-Marine from the United States named Johnson, settled in China and ran a business there for 8 years. He calls out Dr. Bojing's name loudly and appears to recall him. Wow, look at what we have here. Uninvited returning of a long-gone companion who appears to be looking for assistance from an old buddy. Bojing, it's been a while. It is nice to see you alive. The doctor responds, well, it's good to see you again, Ghost. Ghost was his Marine's moniker for him. They hugged as soon as he descended the steps. They genuinely had a close bond. How may I assist you and your family? The Ghost inquired. I need to borrow one of your choppers, the doctor replies. And please save the specifics for another day as I am in a life or death scenario. Ghost responds with the typical hail yeah. Then he escorted them to the chopper. They boarded the chopper from China and departed for the nearest crew member, who resides in India. Swarna is a brilliant scientist with a lovely demeanor and disposition. She was 20 years old when she became a scientist due to her intelligence. She was outside the box, thus her role in Russell's research was authorized analyzer. They make contact with her, explain everything to her, and briefly explain their escape strategy. She forgives Russell's treachery because she is kind, and she welcomed them with open arms. Adam asks Swarna if she can alarm the entire crew at once because they are running out of time, and it would be inefficient to visit each member of the staff individually. To his delight, Swarna is a hacker as well as a charming and sexy scientist. She then employs her juju hacking abilities to discover the email addresses of all but one team members. Asir, a Swahili man, was exclusively responsible for one specific task in the crew. He was a guard, a strong man with some ability to maneuver. According to his brother, Asir was said to have died in a car accident 2 years prior. They regret what happened to their pal. She could, however, get in touch with the other crew members and advise them to pack their possessions that were necessary and take a flight as quickly as possible to Genoa, Italy. They eat dinner together that night at Swarna's home. The gathering erupted in smiles and laughing as Swarna dug up some humorous incidents regarding what Dr. Bojing had done while they were testing on Russell. Adam spent the entire evening fixated on this incredible and stunning woman. She is the Eve he has never seen. So, it is the best night of his life, and 10 years later, he still beams. 9th day of January 2020. Tuesday morning finds Adam, Bojing, Zhu Feng, and Swarna traveling to Genoa in Italy, as the helicopter touches down at the Quality Inn and Suites in Minden. A few bystanders observe them as they arrive to spend the night at the Ranch Course golf courses, which are located 9 to 10 kilometers from the hotel. As 10 o'clock approached, Adam still couldn't feel at home in this hotel, so he went to the pool and dove in from one end to the other. There appears to be another person present. Turns out to be Swarna, and she whispered his name. "Hey there, Adam." Adam was able to keep his composure and responded with a hey before swimming away. To block his path, she dove into the pool. I asked, "Why are you ignoring me? Did I do something to offend you?" "No, I didn't say that," he responds to Swarna. "Why do you pretend to be serious with me when you don't seem to give a damn? I suppose we should have a conversation and get to know one another. Is that okay, Adam?" It was her demanding. He responded with a broad smile after feeling a butterfly in his tummy. "I'm curious about the meaning of your name though, Swarna, as it sounds unusual and lovely. Please imply." She takes a deep breath after hearing it and smiles. She exhales deeply in relief after learning that it denotes a golden hue. "It's great, you know. As you said, it is distinctive." She spoke. "Yes, it is a lovely, uncommon name, and you are fantastic as well. So it's a perfect match for you." He offers praise. "Thank you. You share your father's ambition and moral character." She returns the favor by grinning subtly. Adam was fixated on her lush figure and her deep brown eyes, as she was both beautiful and intelligent, and he couldn't stop thinking about her. Then unintentionally he turned his murderous gaze at her. She looked down at her feet as she was wiggling them because she couldn't stand his gazing. To sully this occasion, Dylan was driven there in a minivan and is already at the hotel. Swarna and Adam halted there romantically flirting and greeted him as they got closer. The Inn and Suites Hotel in Minden was the target of the secret organization. Directive to Israel to travel to Genoa, Italy. After watching them approach, Dylan rushes to hug Swarna and holds her tightly in his arms. "Hey lovely. Wah, look at you," Swarna chuckles. "Almost exactly the same as you did decades ago." Dylan is congratulating while Adam is envious. He shakes hands with Adam as well. "Sir Adam, it is a pleasure to be with you," he said. Adam declared, "The pleasure is mine, Doctor," with a stern expression. Dr. Dylan is a handsome man in his late 30s who has a really well-defined muscular body. His primary responsibility while working with Russell was to test the powerful fluids they produced on rodents and monkeys. Additionally, as a metal designer, he contributed to the spacecraft's construction. Adam welcomed Dylan and led him into his room after a brief introduction, and instructed him to assist himself. He bids farewell before returning to his dove. She was waiting for him to enter her room as she stood outside. He arrived, and tells him how much she enjoyed spending the evening with him. As they stood there, Dr. Bojing and his wife were making love as they started moaning. Swarna and Adam are grinning at this scene. Biting her lips, Swarna wishes him good night. She nervously kissed him in the cheek as he continued to stare into her eyes. She chuckle and walk inside her room. Adam counted it a blessing to fall in love with this woman who had the appearance of a goddess. He enters his room with the light of achievement. Wednesday dawn comes. What a lovely day it is to be alive. They all ate breakfast together when they woke up. Swarna needs to get her phone and walks to her room and turns the corner of the wall only to see a Special Forces member approaching her from the front. She turned to ice as soon as she saw them all. 3 of them started shooting at her. Due to the reckless gunfire, she almost died, but was able to escape and go back, and Adam discovered her as he approached her. He advised her to stick with the rest of the crew, as he started to tear them apart in a beastly manner. He is an insurmountable misfortune for the helpless soldiers. He murdered 3 of them and turned around to return to his crew. Suddenly, a 4th person appeared who appeared to be the Special Forces driver. He fired twice before Dylan appeared out of nowhere and killed him. "You alright, buddy?" Dylan inquired. Nonetheless, Adam was struck in the lower body. "Yeah, I am fine," Adam replied. "Merely a light strike." Swarna rushes to Adam in disbelief. She gives him a long last-ditch hug. She sobbed, "You're going to be okay, Adam," as she gave him a passionate kiss on the lips. "We'll remove the bullet from your body. Combat it." Adam responded, "I'm okay. It's nothing more than a golden hue moment," to which she laughs at the joke as her eyes light up with a fresh love. Adam approaches one of the soldiers and removes the patch from his uniform. He asserted Israel's special forces are responsible for the current situation. Then he showed the crew member the patch flag and told them that these special troops are Israeli. They now understand that they are being sought for all around the world, and chooses to alter the meeting's location. Clifford, the Englishman, has called Swarna as they run to the ranch course. He informed her that all of his team members were on his W-139 high-resolution helicopter, and that the hotel they had named was 5 minutes away. Swarna questioned whether 4 more persons could fit in that helicopter. Yes, he responds. Okay, then meet us at the ranch course golf field where we'll be waiting for you. Cliff, come get us, Dr. Bojing commanded. Well, if you are watching until the end, it means you are getting curious about something. And as your guess, it is happening. All you need to do is listen with patience. I should also remind you guys to like and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification button in order to never miss a story. Also, leave a comment with your opinions so I may know you are listening to the story. Thank you for viewing, and please continue to live a healthy and active life, because your life matters. Stay tuned for part 3. Peace.